Welcome back to another video class. Today we will be discussing music selection. When you're considering selecting music for your commercial, you have to keep in mind a couple of things. The emotional connection you're trying to create with the audience and making sure that the music can transmit that correctly. You want to make sure that the music aids with the message that you're trying to portray with the script that you just created. So here we will go over 2 song selections that I found that could possibly work for this commercial. I've already recorded the voiceover. Now I'm trying to figure out what fits with a voiceover best. Let's start by dragging and dropping both selections to separate tracks. I've already created a marker for the start time for the music. I'm going to put both selections right on that marker. And as you can see, there's a third piece of audio, which is the second song has a version with lyrics and a instrumental version or without lyrics. Normally, I do not use songs with lyrics because the lyrics will get in the way of the voiceover. But I have some ideas of how we can work around that for this particular song by editing across the version with the lyrics and the version without the lyrics to create the space that I need. So let's start by listening to the first song. This is a little more of a rock themed song. So that was music selection 1. Let's go selection 2. This is more of a indie folk acoustic band.
It's all about the future. It's all about what's next. Present, and I will give it to you if you ask for it. That's what I'm told anyway, that it's not about today. As long as you haven't figured out tomorrow, it's hard to hear advice when it's cold. That's what I'm told. That's what I'm told.
Let's go ahead and listen to the instrumental version of this acoustic band. Now that we've heard both versions, the rock version sounds like it was edited perfectly for the video. Both of these are 60-second cuts of music. I downloaded these songs from the WeStar website, and you will find lots of music that is edited to 30 seconds, 60 seconds, and then you get a full version of the song. That might be 2-3 minutes long. That would allow you to edit the music to whatever length you want, or you can pick and choose different sections of the song to get the best portions or the right energy for the commercial. The next step should be listening to both pieces of music against the voiceover, and let's listen which fits best with the message and emotion portrayed by the voiceover artist. As you listen to the voiceover, keep in mind this is not a final edit for this voiceover. This is just an initial comp. When I decide what piece of music I'm going to use, I will then separate the different lines and space them out accordingly to flow correctly throughout the minute-long video. Let's start by listening to the voiceover by itself.
Soccer is a big part of my life. Such a big part that I often spend a lot of hours outside. On my bike, to and from practice, running drills, out on the field, especially if we have upcoming tournaments or games. The sun can become a lot sometimes, and I want to make sure I'm not getting burned or putting myself at any risk out in the hot sun. It's so important to protect your skin. That's why I always use banana boat. Don't let the sun affect your game.
So as you can hear, the voiceover artist has a nice, soft, calm tone of voice, which gives me some doubt to see if it'll work correctly with the rock tune. Let's listen to it.
Soccer is a big part of my life. Such a big part that I often spend a lot of hours outside. On my bike, to and from practice, running drills, out on the field, especially if we have upcoming tournaments or games. The sun can become a lot sometimes, and I want to make sure I'm not getting burned or putting myself at any risk out in the hot sun. It's so important to protect your skin. That's why I always use banana boat. Don't let the sun affect your game.
Now let's listen to the voiceover again, but using the acoustic rock band.
Soccer is a big part of my life. Such a big part that I often spend a lot of hours outside. On my bike, to and from practice, running drills, out on the field, especially if we have upcoming tournaments or games. The sun can become a lot sometimes, and I want to make sure I'm not getting burned or putting myself at any risk out in the hot sun. It's so important to protect your skin. That's why I always use banana boat. Don't let the sun affect your game.
Now that we've listened to both options, I think I'm going to stick to the acoustic band. I think it suits better the pace and tone of the voiceover artist. Now that we have the music selected, and it just happens to be exactly 1 minute long, we don't really need to edit the music lengthwise. If you happen to choose a piece of music that is longer than your commercial, then you do have to make it fit by cutting the beginning or the end, adding a fade in or fade out to make sure it starts and ends at the right place, synced up to your video, and make sure you don't hear a bad audio edit due to the lack of a fade in or fade out where the music just cuts off abruptly. That's a big no-no in audio editing. Next step, let's start importing and synchronizing the sound effects.